Our first piece stars Deborah Kraut and Mark Schwartz as Nancy and Bill French, who live at the retirement community Grand Horizons. After 50 years of marriage, they have decided to divorce. Their sons, Brian and Ben, have just left after trying to reunite them, but instead reopening deep wounds, including Nancy's long affair with Hal, her high school sweetheart.
Well then, that's that. You'll probably want to head off to DC.
I was just thinking about when Brian went off to college.
What about him?
And we dropped him off near his dorm because he wouldn't let us come too close in case someone might see us and figure out he had parents. And remember, he was wearing that sort of oversized maroon cow-neck sweater with the buttons?
Cow-neck?
It was such a blue fall day. We watched him walk off down the road and he looked so ridiculous and hopeful and beautiful. My heart just flew right out of my body with him.
Nancy, I
guess I should give this back. That feels sort of strange.
Keep it. Go on. Didn't mean a thing anyway.
How can you say that? You don't mean Hal.
Yeah, Hal. Good old Hal. Let's not talk about Hal. I spent enough of my life thinking about that bag of shit.
Oh, hold on. No, you have to understand. I thought that was just mine, a problem I had. I never meant for it to hurt you. Honestly, I'm shocked you even noticed.
Oh, I noticed, all right. You know, it's a lot easier being the fantasy. You never have to deal with the day in and the day out.
Well, I'm shocked. You never seem to notice me at all. I mean, it's just like the canoe.
What canoe?
Oh, I told you this, how my father used to take us out on the lake in the canoe and we would paddle for hours in total silence. He taught me never to take my paddle out of the water, forward and back, so I wouldn't even make the smallest splash, the tiniest sound. And now I think I've lived my entire life that way. No splash, no impact. I said I would like a divorce, and you just said, all right.
What was I supposed to say? Was I supposed to fight for you?
Is that too much to ask?
I can't play this game with you, Nancy. I don't know the rules. I was trying to be accommodating.
I want to be accommodated. Don't accommodate me. See me, challenge me, touch me, destroy me, do something to me so I know that I'm here. I just want to know that I'm here alive.
Nancy, I drove a truck through the wall of our house.
You're saying you did that for me?
I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I hate this place, Grand Horizons. I'd blow the whole thing up if I could.
You're a maniac. You're out of your mind.
Yeah, well, if I'm out of my mind, it's because you made me this way. You think you had no impact in your stupid canoe splashing and paddling all around. That's a laugh. You've been my whole life, Nancy. You have been my whole entire life.
How?
It's just science. Every meal you've ever cooked is now what makes up the cells in my body. That pot roast that you made over and over and over again, I'm literally made up of that now. My cholesterol, well, that's your preference for eggs in the morning.
You like eggs. That was you.
I prefer toast. I have more wrinkles on the left side of my face. Did you ever think about that? That's from years and years of sleeping on my left side, because I know you like to sleep on your left side and I used to like to hold you that way. So my face, my whole face is a result of how you sleep.
Can't hold me responsible for your crooked face.
And while we're on the subject of romance, Nancy, let me tell you something. You were no acrobat.
Oh, fuck you, Bill.
You just lay there expecting me to figure it out. Well, I'm not a mind reader. How the hell was I supposed to know what you wanted?
You could have asked.
I didn't know the question. I would have done anything to please you.
You didn't even try.
That was me trying. I was trying the whole time.
Well, you don't have to try anymore. Doesn't that feel fantastic?
It does. It feels
20
fucking
years old
great.
and I can't
I'm a new
wait to
man.
get the hell out of
So
here.
go to DC. Get the hell out of here. Hey, you quiet down.
We will
Your
not
own
play down. We will
goddamn
not
self
be quiet.
over
We're
there.
gonna be loud, and if you
We
don't
will
like it, you can
not.
come at us.
No,
We're gonna
you've
fuck
been
you up,
quiet
lady.
long
We're gonna
enough.
fuck you up.
Nancy.
I want to go to DC to help the refugees, and with Linda Warburger, and I want to be touched softly. I do. I want my own bank account, and I want to get one of those egg vibrators from the internet, and I don't want to be Nancy French anymore.
I don't want to be Bill French.
You don't?
No, it's just a job, a lousy job. I'd quit if I could.
What else?
You mean? Well, okay, I want to tell some good jokes. No, that's about it.
That is not it.
Okay. I want our kids to get their shit together. I want to be a better grandfather than I was a father. I want to walk again.
I want to take my shoes off just for a minute. They are killing my feet.
Nice feet.
Thank you.
I like feet.
Really? I have weird toes.
Yeah. What a perfect arch.
Now what?
I don't know.
We were in a funeral parlor with Bethel and Clarice, who were attending the service for a fellow actress, one who almost always landed the roles they all competed for.
Oh. Oh. You're still here.
I saw you in the receiving line. You think I wouldn't wait?
Well, I know how you feel about it, so I thought you'd just scurry
You
on.
know how I feel about what?
Death.
I'm not a big fan.
I know.
So, how'd she look to you?
Deceased.
Besides that,
There's no besides that. Deceased is deceased. When you're dead, you look dead.
well, I think she looked fabulous.
For dead, yes. But I'll tell you one thing. It's pretty obvious she didn't do her own makeup.
That's for sure.
The last time she looked that young was when she played that hooker in Irma La Douce in 1967.
Now, there's a role she didn't have to research.
Amen. I should look that good when I'm dead.
Leave her headshot with your next of kin. They do a superb job here.
They do.
Now, Janet Plastique, when she died, they didn't come here. They brought her over to Tremblay. Laid her out, opened the box. It scared the shit out of the grandkids. They called here. Marty went over there, and he squeezed her face into something presentable.
Janet was always very malleable.
She was.
Wait, Marty, from here? Went over there?
He did.
Well, I didn't think there would be cooperation in that regard.
Well, Marty had a price, but ever since then, when Tremblay's is overbooked, they refer them here.
Why do you think Tremblay's is so popular?
It's right across the street from Applebee's.
Of course. What's that?
Next season, the Lyric.
Is there anything for us?
There is now.
Oh, let me see. Oh my God.
You see it.
I see it.
Jumped right out at me.
About time.
Fräulein Schneider.
I've been trying to get him to do that for
For years.
And there it is.
There it is.
It's closing the season.
As it should.
Finally,
Finally.
the part of my life.
Part of your what?
Fräulein Schneider. It's the part of my life.
Part of your life?
Well, who else's life?
Who else's life do you think?
Clarice, no. This part is beyond your kin. Don't be jealous.
Jealous of what? You don't have the part yet. You still have to audition.
Clarice, why would you want to put yourself through that?
Put myself through? I've got just as good a chance of getting that role as you do.
Darling, sweetheart, darling, it's a musical. Look, there's plenty of other roles you can audition for. Like here, the Regals. There, you can audition for that.
That? Oh, I hate kids and I don't play the guitar.
You're too old for that part.
Well, what other part is there?
Mother Superior.
She's on stage for 4 minutes.
Yes, but she's got a wonderful song.
Wonderful. When was the last time you forded a stream? No, I have as much chance of getting that role as you do. I'm auditioning for Fräulein Schneider, and I'm going to get it.
How the world can change, it can change like that, due to one little word.
Amateur.
So it's come to this?
What? What has it come to?
It's come to, she's gone. It's just you and me left.
Oh.
She was our buffer.
It never occurred to me that we were being buffed.
In the past, we'd audition, she'd audition, and she'd get the part. And then we'd bitch about it. And then we'd audition again, she'd audition, she'd get the part again, and then we'd bitch about it.
Again?
Yeah, she was our crutch, our buffer and our crutch. You know, it's just you against me now. So the question is.
What is the question?
Question is, do we remain friends? Or do we become each other's bitterest enemy? Unless we alternate. If an audition comes up, and if it's my turn, I'll go. If it's your turn, you go. We don't fight. We remain friends. I think it's a brilliant idea under the circumstances.
You may be onto something.
It's the only solution.
Well, thank God.
Yes.
The last thing we want to do is jeopardize our friendship.
Yes.
Over a silly role.
Yes.
A role either of us can play.
Yes.
Like Fräulein Schneider.
Yes. What?
I go first.
What?
I'm saving our friendship.
Our next piece, Jeffrey, was written by our own Catherine Campbell, who stars with Jim Smith. We are in a small courtroom in North Carolina during a closed hearing for the custody of Jeffrey, a 6-year-old boy. For a year and a half, he has been living with his foster mother, Liz Cooper, and her family. ACLU lawyer Rob Jones questions Liz in an effort to restore Jeffrey to his biological mother, who is also present at the hearing.
Good morning, Miss Cooper. How are we doing today?
Watch other people?
Well, I'm a little stressed, there's a lot at stake here, but I'm fine.
Well, I thought you might be a little stressed. I just wanted to reassure you that the main consideration of everyone in this hearing is the health and welfare of Jeffrey
Of
Jeffrey
course,
Cooper.
of course.
Why don't you get us started by talking to us about how you got to be the foster parent of Jeffrey?
Well, you know that I work for the school system. So one of my jobs is to follow up on any child who seems to be deemed at risk. Either it could be health-wise, abuse, truancy.
Are you a trained social worker?
No, I'm not. And I turn out to be just the first messenger. I do the first report. I do a house visit, I meet with the child, then my report goes to the school administration, to the nurse, to social workers, to child protection services. There's a lot of paperwork and it's a long process. And only the most severe cases end up here in family court.
Let me get this straight. You introduced a complicated process and you solved their problem by taking Jeffrey into your own home. You certainly jump-started that process. It's only been 6 months and here we are in court. How many other children have you taken into your home?
None, just Jeffrey.
Is that right? My records show that Jeffrey was taken from his home in the middle of the night along with his brothers by a deputy sheriff following an order from the judge that held the home to be an unsafe environment. The judge doing the holding was Judge Williams. Are you familiar with that judge?
Yes, I am.
What a surprise.
Listen, I know this was very traumatic for these kids. It was horrible. The sheriff coming in the middle of the night in the dark, taking his kids out of their home. The two older boys were taken to a group home and Jeffrey was brought to us. He was very frightened and upset.
Why wasn't Jeffrey taken to the group home with his brothers?
Well, they don't really like to send a 5-year-old to a group home. And I knew they were looking for a temporary place for him to go. So I petitioned the court to say, could we take him temporarily? And then we would work on becoming foster parents to him.
A slam dunk for people like you with a friendly judge. What made you think that you could do better for this rootless child than a group home?
I didn't think. I knew. I knew that I could provide a place for him where he could learn and thrive. You know, when he came to us, he was in special ed classes as a slow learner. And after just 1 year, he is doing so well. He is more confident and outgoing and doing well in school. And, you know, we really help him to keep in touch with his brothers. We have them over to our place all the time on holidays and different things like that. So, you know, he's doing really well.
I don't think his mother has recovered quite so quickly. Have you given any consideration to, well, never mind. Tell us about your family.
Well, my husband and I have been married for 10 years. We have 2 daughters, 6 and 8. They go to the public school, the same school as Jeffrey, and we lead a middle-class, comfortable life.
No boys, eh? But a nice home in a safe neighborhood, 2 cars, membership in a swim and tennis club. Yeah, you're comfortable.
Well, you've certainly done your homework on us. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why are you trying to send back Jeffrey into an unfit home? I can't believe, if you'd seen all the reports, that you would be trying so hard to do this.
I am representing his mother because she has rights too. Just because she's uneducated and poor doesn't mean that you have the right to steal her children from her.
Steal? I'm not stealing. Who's stealing his rights? Doesn't he have a right to go to school, to eat properly, to have a safe place to sleep at night? Do you know when he came to us, he had scabies all over his body and his little teeth were brown and rotten? Are you aware of all these things?
Well, his mother is receiving counseling on keeping a safe home and on parenting, and now she's asking to have her children returned to her.
Is she asking or are you asking? And what about the boyfriend who locked Jeffrey out of the house at night? Is he still going to be around? Are you aware that Jeffrey, at probably 4.5 years old, witnessed a stabbing in his house? And did you know that his older brother and uncle are in jail for aggravated assault and drugs? There's got to have been drugs in the house. Jeffrey knows way too much about drugs for a 5-year-old. That's what you'll be sending him home to.
Your Honor, I think this testimony should be stricken as hearsay. All we have is Miss Cooper's word on this.
This is public record. It's not my word. I offered to have Jeffrey come and talk to you about all these things in private, but you never responded.
In all these cases, our long-term aim is to return the child, reunite the family. I'm sure that you would agree that theoretically this is the best solution.
No, not in this case. You would be sending him home to live on a mattress, to sleep on a mattress with 2 other kids, one of whom's incontinent, without even a blanket on him, to eat fast food, not go to school, have no supervision. You know, I don't want to go on with this in deference to his mother, who's in the audience.
So what is your solution? What would you like to do?
I want to adopt Jeffrey. I know that he can be anything he wants. He's a smart kid, and I want to lift him out of that cycle of poverty and ignorance. I want him to be the first person in his family to finish high school, and maybe he'll go to college, and maybe if he's successful, he'll be able to help the rest of his family.
Your Honor, this is the story of a family, that middle-class family, who, because they have more money and more education, think they are entitled to take another person's child and raise him as their own. Ms. Cooper, what you'd like to do with Jeffrey is admirable, but have you given any thought to the mother? She had a very tough life. She didn't even finish the 6th grade. I doubt that she even understands much of what this is going on.
I'm very aware of all that, and it's very sad, but it doesn't change the basic facts. Jeffrey's future is in jeopardy, and I know that I can help him. Ask his teachers. After 1 year, he's a different child. I am his only chance, and I will fight for his rights as long as I can.
That is admirable, Miss Cooper, but I think you're in for a lot of grief. Jeffrey will eventually be returned to his family. That is the law. Your Honor, I think we're through here. I hope you will return Jeffrey to his birth family now.
At the halfway point of the program, we have a present-day adaptation of Encounter with an Interviewer by Mark Twain. Nancy Lash and Audrey Greenberg star as Marcia and Irene. Irene, a journalist for Variety Publications, interviews Marcia, a successful author and comedian, and struggles to make sense of the unusual details of Marcia's life.
I have a bad memory. Sometimes it goes in a gallop, but then again, it can be as much as 2 weeks passing a given point. This is a great grief to me.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just try the best you can.
I will. I'll put my whole mind on it.
Good. Now, how old are you?
29 in June.
Really? I would have taken you to be 60 or 65. When did you begin to write?
In 1986.
But how could that be if you're only 29 now?
I don't know. It does seem curious somehow.
It does indeed. Oh, who do you consider to be the most remarkable person you've ever met?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
But you never could have met Eleanor Roosevelt if you're just 29 years old.
If you know more about me than I do, what do you ask me for?
Well, it was just a suggestion, nothing more. How did you happen to meet Mrs. Roosevelt?
Well, I happened to be at her funeral one day and she asked me to make less noise.
But good heavens, if you were at her funeral, then she must have been dead. And if she was dead, how could she care whether you made a noise or not?
I don't know. She was always a particular kind of woman that way.
Well, still, I don't understand it at all. You say she spoke to you and that she was dead?
I didn't say she was dead.
Oh, but wasn't she dead?
Some said she was, some said she wasn't.
Well, what do you think?
It wasn't my business. It wasn't my funeral.
Well, let me ask you about something else. Had you or have you any brothers or sisters?
I think so. Yes, but I don't remember.
That's the most extraordinary statement I've ever heard. Oh, there's a picture over there on the wall. Isn't that one of your sisters?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's Gwendolyn. Gwen, we called her.
Oh,
Poor old Gwen.
why? Is she dead then?
I suppose so. We never could tell. There was a great mystery about it.
Oh, that is sad. Very sad. Is she disappeared then?
In a general sort of way, we buried her.
Buried her? Buried her without knowing whether she was dead or not?
Oh, no, not that. She was dead enough.
Well, I confess that I can't understand this. If you buried her and you knew she was dead.
No, we only thought she was.
Oh, I see. She came to life again?
I bet she didn't.
Well, I never heard anything like this. Somebody was dead. Somebody was buried. Where was the mystery?
That's just it. That's it exactly. You see, we were twins and we got mixed up in the bathtub when we were only 2 weeks old and one of us drowned, but we didn't know which. Some think it was Gwen and some think it was me.
Well, that is remarkable. What do you think?
Goodness knows, I would give worlds to know this solemn, this awful mystery has cast a gloom over my entire life. But I will tell you a secret now, which I've never revealed before. One of us had a peculiar mark, a large mole on the back of the left hand. That was me. That child was the one that drowned.
Next, Anna Turk and Richard Evans play a nun and a priest in Doubt. It is 1964, and we are in the office of Sister Aloysius, the conservative principal of a small Catholic middle school in the Bronx. Sister Aloysius is convinced that Father Flynn, a progressive priest new to the school, has molested Donald Mueller, a vulnerable student who Father Flynn has taken under his wing. Sister James Donald's teacher at the school originally had doubts about Father Flynn, but is now certain he is innocent.
So, what was Donald's mother doing here?
Father Flynn, if we are to have a legal conversation, a third party would be required.
No, sister, no third party. You and I are due for a talk. You have got to stop this campaign against me.
You can stop it at any time.
How?
Confess and resign.
You are trying to ruin my reputation. But the end result of this is going to be your removal and not mine.
What are you doing in this school?
I'm trying to do good.
Or even more to the point, what are you doing in the priesthood?
You are single-handedly holding this school and this parish back.
From what?
Progressive education and a welcoming church.
You can't distract me, Father Flynn. This isn't about my behavior, it's about yours.
It's about your unfounded suspicions.
That's right. I have my suspicions.
You know what I haven't understood about this from the beginning? Why do you suspect me? What have I done?
You gave a boy wine to drink and let him take the blame.
Well, that's completely untrue. Did you speak to Mr. McGinn?
All Mr. McGinn knows is that the boy drank wine. He doesn't know how he came to drink it.
And does his mother have anything to add to that?
No,
Well, that's it then. There's nothing there.
I'm not satisfied.
Well, sister, if you're not satisfied, ask the boy then.
No, he would protect you, and that's what he's been doing.
Oh, so, hell. Why would he do that?
Because you have seduced him.
You're insane. You have got it in your head that I have corrupted this boy after giving him wine to drink, and nothing I say will convince you otherwise.
That's right.
Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong. This has nothing to do with the wine. Not really. You had a fundamental mistrust of me from the beginning.
That's true.
It was you. It was you that warned Sister James to be on the lookout, wasn't it?
That's true.
So you admit it.
Certainly.
Why?
Because I know people. I know all about people.
That is not good enough.
It won't have to be.
Oh, how's that?
You can tell me what you've done.
I'm not one of your truant boys, you know. Sister James is convinced I'm innocent.
So, you talked to Sister James? Well, of course you talked to Sister James.
Did you know that the boy's father beats him?
Yes.
And might that not account for the odd behavior that Sister James has noticed in the boy?
It might.
Well, then what? What is it? What have you heard? What have you seen that convinced you so thoroughly?
What does it matter?
I want to know.
All right. On the first day of the school year, I saw you touch William Thomas's wrist, and I saw him pull away.
That's all?
That's all.
That's nothing.
This morning, before I spoke to Donald's mother, I took the precaution of calling the last parish to which you were assigned.
So what did he say?
Who?
The pastor.
I did not speak to the pastor. I spoke to one of the nuns.
Well, you should have spoken to the pastor.
Why? Do you have an understanding, you and he? Father Flynn, you have a history.
You have no right to go rummaging through my past.
This is your third parish in 5 years.
Call the pastor. Ask him why I left.
No, I'm not calling the pastor.
I am a good priest, and there is nothing in my record to suggest otherwise.
You will go after another child and another until you are stopped.
What nun did you speak to?
I won't say.
I have not touched a child.
You have,
You have absolutely no proof of anything.
but I have my certainty. I have my certainty. And armed with that, I will go after your last parish and the one before that, if necessary. I will find a parent, Father Flynn. Trust me, I will. A parent who probably doesn't know you're still working with children. And once I do that, you will be exposed. You may even be attacked metaphorically or otherwise.
You have no right to act on your own. You are a member of a religious order. You have taken vows, obedience being one of them. You answer to us. You have no right to step outside the church.
I will step outside the church if that's what needs to be done, though the door should shut behind me. Now, did you give Donald Mueller wine to drink?
Please. Are we people? Am I flesh and blood just like you? Are we just ideas, convictions? There are things I can't say. Do you understand? There are things that I just cannot say. Even if you cannot imagine the circumstances, sister, remember, there are things here beyond your knowledge. Even if you feel certainty, it's an emotion, it is not a fact. In the spirit of charity, I appeal to you on behalf of my life's work. You have got to be reasonable. I put myself in your hands.
I don't want you. You're a cheat. The warm feelings you experienced when that boy looked at you with trust was not the sensation of virtue. That can be got by a drunkard from his tot of rum. You are a disgrace to the caller. The only reason why they haven't thrown you out of the church is the lack of vocations.
I can fight you.
You will lose.
You don't know that.
I know.
Where is your compassion?
No way you can get at it. Stay here. Compose yourself. Use the phone if you like. Good day, Father. I know. I have no sympathy for you. I know you're invulnerable to true regret. And cut your nails.
Our next conversation, Female Dogs, stars Linda Singer and Mary Jo Robertson. We are in a local bar where happily married Sandy joins her unhappily single friend Kyla for a drink or two.
Oh my God, look at her.
Where?
Behind you, Miss Bottle Bleach Blonde in the red sweater next to the Marlboro man.
What are you talking about?
She's ruining him for other women.
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, look at her.
Yeah, well, she is classically pretty.
Oh my God, I'm not talking about that. You're pretty, I'm pretty. A lot of women are pretty. I'm talking about that red sweater. I saw it at Bloomie's. It does not come with those big, sparkly. Sandy.
What?
Don't stare.
I'm trying to see, so?
So, here's a woman who sews big, sparkly buttons on her new red sweater. And see, how they stretch just so across her perfect boobs. Not slutty, but suggestive. Very, very suggestive. Very much an invitation. Ooh, touch these. Oh, please, they're just dying to be touched.
Oh my God, Kyla, what has gotten into you today?
$50, says her underwear matches. 10 more, I could tell you the color.
Jesus, A, you can never prove it. And B, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Lavender. $10 on lavender.
Does it strike you as rather disturbing that you spend this much time worrying about another woman's underwear? Why are you being so...
Oh my God, listen to that laugh. Oh my God, when she leaves him, and she will, he's going to be ruined for any other woman.
Oh no, did she call Danny?
You know what color my underwear is?
Call me crazy, but you know what? I've never once thought to wonder.
Saggy, elastic, blue panties, and an ivory, formerly white, bra.
You did. You did. You called Danny. Oh, Kyla, when are you going to learn? Was it awful?
I hate that woman.
I'm serious. I will not have this conversation with you. You've been drowning in bile now for ages, and I will not join you. You know, I know it's painful, but Danny left you. You know, and it's time to move on before everyone can't stand you. You know, Kyla, it would be one thing if you were sad, but you're not. You're hard and rancorous and mean.
Well, women wouldn't be such bitches if men weren't such dogs.
Oh, men are not dogs.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Men are lovely. Well, most of them anyway. You know, men are these gorgeous, mysterious creatures that put on this planet for us to experience our womanliness.
God, are you completely insane? Have you not been paying attention to the romance holocaust all around you?
I like men.
That's because you've got one.
Okay, yes, that doesn't hurt, but you know, I know so many kind, generous, decent.
Men are dogs. They're pigs. They're self-absorbed, cheating bastards.
Why are you being so cynical? You know, I know Danny left you, but it's not like he broke into your apartment and stole your checkbook or killed your cat or had sex with your mother or anything. He just changed his mind.
He didn't just change his mind. He changed his mind and erased me from his memory bank, and he got Miss Roberta Pickapus pregnant in 2 months.
Oh, Kyla, oh, honey, I didn't know.
I just found out myself from Roberta herself.
I'm so sorry.
Well, don't be sorry for me. Be sorry for Roberta, who now has a bastard father for her bastard baby. Fatherhood is not going to turn that dog faithful.
You know, when a man is really committed, you don't have to keep him. He keeps himself.
God, you are so full of platitudes. I mean, you are so far removed from the horror of the meat market that you've convinced yourself that men are these lovely creatures that just need the love of a good woman to turn them into princes.
That's true.
Oh God, what fairy tale do you think this is? Prince Charming does not stay with Sleeping Beauty because he meets Snow White, who he leaves for Rapunzel, who he leaves for Goldilocks, who he leaves for Little Red Riding Hood. Notice the theme here? Younger. Always younger.
Kyla, you're describing a certain number of men only.
Oh, yeah? Well, name one exception.
Lou Gehrig.
Based on what?
That movie?
What movie? You mean Pride of the Yankees? God, the 42 movie starring Gary Cooper. Oh my God, that's a little weak, isn't it? P.S. Gary Cooper had a long, passionate affair with Patricia Neal while he was married. Get out of Hollywood. How about someone that you and I actually know?
Okay then, what about Bobby Stratton?
Yes, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, and Bobby and Rebecca. Cuddly pie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I've never met a couple so devoted to one another. You know, he's so attentive, sends her flowers out of the blue, calls her from work.
The man came on to me New Year's Eve, okay?
At my house.
Yes, in the bedroom when I went to get my coat, he came on so strong I almost called rape.
Oh my God, was he drunk?
Oh my, does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You know, my grandfather, married to my grandmother for 66 years, never strayed once in word, thought, or deed.
How do you know?
I just know him.
Yeah, you knew him when he was an old geezer, okay? How about in his 20s or 30s?
Not a chance.
You don't know.
Oh, he isn't that kind of a man, Kyla.
Sandy, every man is that kind of man.
Well, okay then. Richard.
Really, Richard? Oh, wow. I was wondering when you were going to bring up Saint Richard the Wonderful. Kind of suspicious you didn't lead with your own husband. I mean, you know, if you're so sure and all.
Yeah, well, I didn't want him in this awful conversation.
So you think Saint Richard would never stray?
Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna be kidding. My God, I could seduce him in half an hour. He doesn't even like me.
Oh, he likes you all right.
Oh, real? Well, fine then, 15 minutes.
It's impossible. I know Richard and I trust him completely.
I could, unmatched underwear and all.
Yes, Kyla, you know, this is exactly why I didn't want to bring him into this conversation. You know, I knew you would turn it into some kind of a dare or a challenge or something. Think what you want. It could never happen.
Want to bet?
Next, we are in another bar with Laurie Keough and Zia Garcia, who star in Sweat. It's a Rust Belt, Pennsylvania steel town in 2010, post-NAFTA. When the union goes on strike and management locks out the workers, the collision of race, class, and disintegrating friendships are exposed as layoffs threaten both livelihoods and sanity. Union workers and longtime friends, Tracy, who is white, and Cynthia, Hispanic, both applied for the same management job. Cynthia got the position. Can Tracy claim the moral high ground if their union has been dominated for generations by a white membership?
Traitor.
What did you say?
I said, you fucking traitor. How does it feel to shit on your friends?
I'm gonna leave.
Oh, that's right. Just walk away.
I'm not walking away, I'm leaving. There's a difference. Don't get it confused. You know, you could have taken the deal.
What deal? I'd rather be locked out and take handouts from the union than let go of everything I ever worked for. They didn't even give us a fucking choice after all those years.
I just delivered the news, babe. I didn't make the policy.
You are supposed to be on our side.
I am.
Do you know what it was like to walk down to that plant and be told after all those years I can't go in? I can't even get my stuff out of my locker. I have my husband's photos in there, not my grandfather's toolbox.
I'll get it for you, babe.
I don't want you touching anything in that locker. They didn't even have the decency to let us clear out with dignity. A note tacked to the door. What is that supposed to mean? And then And then I look up and I see you just standing there. I thought I was going to lose my shit.
I tried to warn you. I hated it.
I looked for your eyes, Cynthia. Just give me something, a little nod to let me know it was going to be okay. But you wouldn't even look at me.
I'm in a tough ass position, babe. I got enough attitude from folks to give me a heart attack. I'm trying to hold things together as best as I can.
What the fuck am I supposed to do? You could have called, given me a heads up. What am I going to do? Who's going to hire me?
I know it hurts, babe. Take the deal.
No! Do you hear yourself? The other day, I walked down to the union. You know what they offered me? A bag of groceries and some vouchers to a supermarket. They told us to hold on, that they were going to help. Yeah. Pay my fucking bills. That's how you can help. I looked for your eyes, Cynthia. It was fucking humiliating.
Look, I'm sorry.
And what am I supposed to do with that? Huh? Do you have any idea what it's like to get up every day and have no place to go? I ain't never had that feeling, ever. I'm a worker. I've worked since I could count money. That's me. But I'm thinking, I can't go out. And you want to know why? Because I don't want to spend money. Because once my unemployment runs out, I got nothing. What'd you come in here for anyway? What do you want?
It's my birthday. This is what we've always celebrated.
You remember that time we all went down to Atlantic City for your 25th?
Yeah, it was before Hank got sick.
It was, the boys were little. It was you and Brucey and me and Hank. We splurged and got a suite.
Yeah, of course I remember. It was for the fight, Larry Holmes. Why are you bringing this up, Tracy?
Brucey was at the craps table shooting like a pro, drenched in luck. It was just dripping off him. The chips were just leaping into his hands. And as I recall, Brucey was looking mighty fine that evening.
He was.
And then this chick.
Oh, come on, stop.
That's right, this chick, legs, ass, boobs, and a weave. She was wearing the full service vibe. Oh, she saunters up and she settles in next to Brucey.
Settles?
This bitch was in heat. So she ever so gently lays her hand on Brucey's shoulder. And I look over at you. And you are wearing the look. And I know what it means. And Brucey sure as hell knows what it means. So she ever so gently leans down and whispers into Brucey's ear. And that is it. You reach out, grab that chick's tits, and dig your fingernails in as hard as you can.
Yes, I did. I wanted to deflate those fake tits, puncture them with my fingernails.
Next thing I know, the two of you are rolling around on the floor. You put up a fight like a pro wrestler.
This is Atlantic City. That's why I avoid it.
And I remember thinking, that's my friend. Don't mess with her. She's tough as hell. She'll fight for what she loves, even if it makes her scrappy and makes her look ugly. That's my friend. And I miss the Cynthia who understood that.
What do you want from me, Tracy?
Walk out with us. Come on.
I can't. I've stood on that same line since I was 19. I've taken orders from idiots who were dangerous, or even worse, racist. But I stood on that line, patiently waiting for a break. I don't think you get it, but if I walk away, I'm giving up more than a job. I'm giving up all those years of standing on that same line waiting for one damn opportunity.
You want me to feel sorry for you?
No, I didn't expect you to understand. You don't know what it's been like to walk in my shoes. Call me selfish. I don't care. Call me whatever you need to call me. But remember, one of us has to be left standing to fight.
Fuck you.
It's time for Dinner with Friends, starring Louise Kerr and Robert Schwartz. Tom, an airline pilot, has left his wife Beth for a younger woman, and they are now separated. Both have remained close friends with Gabe and Karen, the couple who introduced them. Beth is getting ready for bed after an evening spent with Gabe and Karen when Tom unexpectedly shows up.
Tom, Jesus!
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Can't you at least knock?
I'm sorry.
You know, you can't come and go as you please anymore, Tommy. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change the locks. Why aren't you in D.C.?
My flight was canceled. They closed the airport. It's starting to snow.
Well, could you get a room at the airport?
Everything was booked.
Everything? Did you check with your friend, the stewardess?
Travel agent.
Whatever.
I did.
And couldn't she help you with her many connections?
No, not really. All I could think about was coming home, but don't worry, I'll sleep in the den.
Who's worried?
So, how was dinner?
Oh, fabulous. When is dinner? They're never fabulous.
What was it this time?
Oh, you know, these great recipes they picked up on their trip to Italy. Pumpkin risotto and grilled lamb.
Sounds good. You didn't bring any home, perchance?
No, I did not.
So, what did you tell them?
About what?
About me not being there.
I said you had to go to D.C.
And they accepted that?
Well, why shouldn't they accept that? You're always going somewhere.
Yeah, but didn't they suspect anything?
No.
What'd they say?
About what?
About me not being there.
They said they were sorry.
Sorry about what?
About your not being there. For Christ's sakes, are you going to cross-examine me now?
Just trying to get some idea what you're talking about.
I'm tired
that's
and I
all.
want to go to sleep.
Just trying to get some idea what you all talked about.
I told you, Italy and stuff.
And?
I don't know. We talked about a lot of things. What do we ever talk about?
I don't know. What'd we talk about?
Money, movies, the kids, the news, what we read, what we saw. Karen's mom has cataracts. She has to have surgery.
And that's it?
Look, I'm not in the mood for this.
You told them.
What?
You did. You told them. All I asked is you wait for me to get back. Would tell them face to face, remember?
You know, if it was so important to you, Tommy, you should have come to dinner tonight instead of running off to be with your girlfriend.
I can't believe it.
And so what? So what if they know? Okay, so they know. They were bound to find out anyway.
That's not the point. You got to them first. You have the advantage.
Oh, Tom.
They heard your side of the story first. Of course they're going to side with you. It's only natural.
Nobody's taking sides.
If you're going to be speaking for the both of us, the least you could do.
You know what? I told them. okay? I told
Everything?
them what happened. Yes.
And what they say?
Well, they were terribly upset.
They're sad for you, right? Because I'm such a bastard. Did you tell them what you did to me? How you killed them? How you killed my self-confidence?
Oh, Christ.
How I tried to get you to hear me for years, but you refused to. Did you tell them that?
No more of this, please.
I cried out for help so many times.
How did you cry out for help, Tom? By sleeping with stewardesses?
God damn it, she's not a stewardess.
Were your cries for help detectable by human ears, or could only the dogs in the neighborhood hear them?
Even now you refuse to hear me.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you, Christ. Just tell me your girlfriend fills you full of this crap, Tommy. I can't believe you came up with it on your own.
Don't patronize me. I don't need Nancy to tell me
Don't
how I'm
talk to me
feeling.
about being patronized. You patronized me from the very beginning, all along.
I patronize you?
Yes, admit it. You never took me seriously as an artist.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
You didn't. You never really supported me.
I supported your entire marriage. You got a great deal. Needed more time for yourself, help with the kids. I got you a nanny.
Me, a nanny?
You needed more space? I built you some over the garage. God only knows what the hell you do up there all day long.
You know what? All I ever wanted from you was respect. You know that? For me, for my art.
Your art, your art.
Get out.
You held our marriage hostage to your goddamn art.
Out.
Do you know what it's like to support something you don't believe in, Beth? Do you? It's exhausting.
Bastard.
Bitch.
Liar.
Dilettante.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Our next conversation, The Slut Dossiers, was written by our own Camille Gayon, who stars with Richard Hirsch as a philandering husband who is in for a big surprise when he visits an X-rated Zoom yoga class.
I'll let you know how it goes. I'll see you tonight. I'm coming to the game. I'm bringing my bookends, the ones you call the double Ds. Bye.
So, who's this bad boy drug king we have first thing this morning? Are you ready for some of my signature twerk de soleil moves?
Lenore?
What?
Lenore, it's me, your husband. What are you doing here?
Lori? Oh, Morris Martin Scherer, what are you doing here?
I'm just, wait a minute. I'm the one who should be asking that question. What are you doing? What kind of business is this for my respectable wife of 40 years?
What are you talking about? I'm bossing men around. It's something I enjoy.
And, I can't believe it. I'm in shock. God knows you don't need the money. For heaven's sake, I just bought you a new Bentley 4 months ago. What are you doing trying to demoralize and degrade our family by doing something like this? The guys at the Theatrical told me, Jim told me about this. I'm humiliated. What if our kids saw this, God forbid?
Oh, really? Our kids? They're grown adults. Besides, Darren's gay, and the only screen time Julianne's capable of is at the ATM. And talk about degrading and demoralizing. I've got one word for you.
Oh, yeah? Are you threatening me? What's your one big word?
Friars.
What?
You heard me. Here was my first clue. It's with you being on the board of that Friars Club to go to those roasts every month to be with the likes of those other philanderers masquerading as philanthropists. Second clue, the company you keep, those best friends of yours, all those sleazy guys, they all cheat on their wives. George, Larry, Ira. Let's not forget Arnold and his love child. You're just like them. So don't you talk to me about degrading and demoralizing because you started this years and years ago.
How did you know about all that?
Oh, please. What good wife doesn't keep a slut dossier? I know exactly who you've seen and how much you've spent on them for over the last 30 years.
Dossier, a slut dossier. I never knew there was such a thing. And how do you know how much I've spent?
I hired the top forensic accountant in the state, and he's been tracking you. I keep watching to see if you go over a certain amount. And then if you do, I'm going to do what Donald Sterling's wife did, and I'm going to sue those sluts for every single penny that you've spent on them.
Oh, no, please no. Oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, luckily for you, you're cheap and you haven't spent much on those whores. It figures you don't like to spend anything on anybody unless it gets pried out of you.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know you don't know what to say, you big schmuck.
That was very sneaky of you. And to think I was in the dark all this time, all these years. Why didn't you tell me you knew?
Why would I? Have a fight, get a divorce, have the kids upset, have the kids and the grandkids' inheritance depleted when you marry some fucking bimbo? Not an idiot.
Well, thanks, but I'm still shocked.
Well, get over it.
So why are you doing this? You're on the board of Hadassah. You're a member in good standing of the community. I just don't get why you're doing something like this, something that's so beneath you.
Is it beneath me? Let me tell you something. All these years of our marriage, you've just thought of me as a childbearing vessel and a social life secretary. I was just like some trophy wife that you never even took the time to polish. And remember, we stopped having sex after the second kid was born because that's when you went on to the bimbos.
I did. I guess I was so caught up in our new social status and Lenore, the money. Oh, the money as a poor boy from Brooklyn.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I couldn't even fathom this kind of life. Never in my wildest dreams. I started it as a pharmacist, and then the opportunities just kept popping up out of nowhere. And when I started this drug distribution empire, I just wanted to make us a good life, a better life.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what? You can keep the whores as long as you don't go over the $200,000 mark, TLA. That's total lifetime accruement. I don't care, but I'm still going to keep doing this.
But why? Why would you want to do this of all things? I just don't understand why.
Because I like feeling like I'm desirable to somebody. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Wow, I can't believe this. You think you know someone after almost half a century together? I'm speechless.
Good. Time for you to leave the room because I've got other customers.
Now, wait a minute. I paid $300 for this, and I want my money's worth.
Oh, if you think you're getting off for only $300, you've got another thing coming. And I mean, getting off the hook, not getting off.
Oh, come on, Lenore. You've really impressed me. This side of you is exciting me. I'm turned on. I'm really turned on. You've reignited something in me here. I want a session. I paid for it. Come on, give it to me.
Fine.
Oh, goody.
Sit.
Okay.
Fetch.
Fetch what? The Viagra?
Hell no. Fetch your credit cards and your checkbook. I'm going to be going shopping, so make it snappy. I don't want to tie you up.
Another dinner is next with the classic My Dinner with Andre. But in this case, it's with Andrea and stars Susan Margulies and Marcia Hayden. It's 1980, and we're in a restaurant on the Upper West Side of Manhattan where old friends and former colleagues, Wendy and Andrea, who haven't seen each other for 5 years, are having dinner. Andrea, a once well-known theater director, disillusioned and seeking the meaning of life, dropped out of Broadway's hustle.
I already turned off my video when
Travel.
for a couple seconds.
I could always live in my art, but never in my life, Andrea confesses.
Sorry,
Wendy has stuck around and has had lukewarm success as a playwright and occasional actor.
Okay, so The life of a playwright is tough. It's not easy as some people seem to think. You spend a lot of time writing a play. No one puts it on. Then what do? You take up other lines of work, and in my case, acting, and nobody hires you, Andrea. Hey, Andrea, you look terrific.
Oh, really? Well, thank you.
Well,
I actually feel terrible. I mean, I feel like I'm just washed up, wiped out, like I'm just a life squandered.
Gosh, Andrea, how in the world can you say something like that?
It could be that I'm just in a very emotional state right now. I mean, ever since I've come back to New York, I've just been feeling like the world we're living in is very upsetting, and people just seem very strange to me now.
Really? I mean, I agree with you, but I'm always trying to figure out how to, describe in what way they're strange.
Well, this is what needs to happen. We need to analyze our situation in the world so that we can act and respond appropriately. But instead, when we get together, we fall into this kind of collective hysteria, and nobody seems to know what's going on.
Well, it just might be one of the reasons no one knows what's going on is because we're too busy performing.
True. People in their lives now, they're performing so well that the performances in the theater are sort of superfluous and in a way just obscene.
Yeah, well, I know what you're saying, but yeah, that's true. But okay, yeah, but you know what though?
If you go to that Buddhist meditation center that I told you about,
yeah,
they make you taste each bite of your food so that it takes about 2 hours, 2 whole hours to eat your lunch, but you're conscious of the taste of your food. I mean, if you just eat out of habit, you really don't taste the food.
That is true. But, last Christmas, Ben and I received an electric blanket, and I can tell you what a wonderful difference it made in our lives. But you know what? I sometimes wonder, Andrea, what is it doing to me?
Well, it's like drugging yourself with a bunch of tranquilizers, or, it's like being lobotomized by watching TV. You just enter just some kind of dream state. I mean, what does it mean if we live in an environment where something as massive as the seasons and the cold of winter don't infect us in any way?
Yeah, but Andrea, I'd never give up my electric blanket. New York is a difficult environment. Our apartment is cold in the winter. Why would I want to do that? Our lives are tough enough as it is.
Well, Wendy, it's, this comfort that you seek can be dangerous. It's like you like to be comfortable. I like to be comfortable too, but that comfort can lull you into a dangerous tranquility.
Yeah, but you know what? When I write a play, I try to bring in bits of reality, and I try to share that with an audience. And I really do think the theater is important, and you can get people in touch with their reality. Now, you may not feel that at all, and you might find that absurd, Andrea.
Well, of course, that's what the theater should do, but you're not taking into account the period that we now live in, this crazy, crazy world we live in. I mean, what if the people that are out there in your audience are not asleep? What if they're just dead? Then there's nothing that you're going to do up there on that stage that's going to wake them up.
Isn't it a little upsetting to think there's no way to wake people up anymore except to get them involved in some strange experience on top of Mount Everest? Now, why is that? Do you suppose they're lazy, or you suppose they're bored?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we're all lazy, crazy, and bored. But this boredom that we see in the world now, the way I see it is, it's more like some type of self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing that's created by this world totalitarian government that we live in, that is based on money, and that all of this is really much more dangerous than one thinks.
Really, Andrea, I'm just trying to live my life. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to pay my rent, pay my bills, and I actually do enjoy staying home with Ben. Oh, yeah, Ben and I will go out occasionally and we'll go to a party or something, and if I can get my little act together and write a play, well, that is wonderful.
But it's scary. It's scary to have to suddenly realize that, oh my God, I thought I was living my life, but in fact, I've just been acting. I've acted the role of mother, I've acted the role of wife, I've acted the role of friend, I've acted the role of writer, director, or whatever,
Yeah, what? But even if I did feel the way you do, that there's no way for happiness now, quite frankly, I still couldn't accept the idea the only way for happiness and to make life wonderful would be to have nothing to do with Western civilization and get involved in some weird kind of thinking like you did when you were buried alive.
Okay, I admit that was insane. But when you have sex, especially the good kind, there's that little moment of complete forgetting, which is incredible. And then in the next moment, you know what happens? I'll start to think about things like working on the play, what we got to do tomorrow. The world comes in fast. And I believe this is because we just don't have the courage to stay in that little place of forgetting. You know why? Because that place is close to death. And that is what we are all most afraid of.
Wow.
We have another original piece, Hey Pop, written by our own Len Magnus, who stars with Bernie Lecter. Max, long divorced, lives in his house with his best friend, Jim Beam. Today is his birthday, and his son Art drops by.
Who is it?
Hey, Pop, it's Artie. Let me in.
It's open. What the hell does he want?
I stopped by to wish you a happy birthday and have a happy birthday drink. Happy 88th birthday, Pop.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you around here once in a while.
I called you on Monday to invite you to your great-grandson's bris, but you chose not to come. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Well, Arthur, my boy, here's the lead in your pencil.
Is your girlfriend out?
Nora?
Nora, is she out?
Nora's way out. Her sister is sick in Toledo. She took all her clothes and left. Good riddance.
Is that okay?
Is it okay? My phone bill is down 50%. My liquor bill is down 90%. I don't have to wait to go into the toilet. I can watch what I want to watch on television, and I'm a better cook than she is. So it's all right.
This is your new great-grandson, Max Bernstein II.
Yeah. What did your mother think?
Mother was sorry you weren't there. She still carries the torch.
After 25 years.
After 25 years.
So, what's the problem?
What do you mean, what's the problem?
I'm your father, 62 years. I know when you got a problem.
I'm having a sexual relationship with a 19-year-old girl.
And you came here to brag.
Pop, I'm in love.
Ah, come on. Your pencil has always ruled your life. I suppose I'm going to hear the whole story. Go ahead, tell the whole story.
I hired this receptionist, beautiful girl by the name of Barbara. She lives in Reseda with her parents, goes to Pierce College at night, wants to be a paralegal.
You forgot what I told you about hiring attractive women.
We had an office party. People started to pair up. She comes over to me and we start dancing. Slow dancing, Johnny Mathis stuff. She's blonde-haired, blue-eyed, real pretty, full-breasted, comes up to here on me. We dance real close for half an hour, and then we wind up at the Travelodge down the block.
You're a putz.
And we have spent the last 4 Saturday afternoons at the Travelodge.
And now you're in love.
Pop, it's like a teenager again. She makes me feel young and strong. She laughs at my jokes. And when she smiles, the whole room lights up. And I think I drive her crazy.
How long are you and Linda married?
37 years.
And you want to give up 37 years for 4 Saturday afternoons at the Travelodge with a 19-year-old who you are driving crazy?
Pop, it's like I'm reborn. It was never like this with Linda. It was good and we built a nice life together. But Barbara is like an enchantress who's leading me back to my lost youth.
How old are your kids now?
35 and 29.
Didn't you have that procedure where you can't have any more kids?
My vasectomy 25 years ago. Yeah, I forgot.
Does Barbara know about that?
I haven't told her, no.
Well, I will bet you $50 that this Saturday afternoon at the Travelodge, Barbara's going to tell you that she's pregnant.
Why would she lie to me about that?
Schmuck, look in the mirror and then look at your bank balance.
I didn't come here to be insulted.
Well, if you came here for my blessing, you're wasting your time because I think the only smart thing you did in your life was to marry Linda.
I came to you for advice on the only thing you have experience in, fucking up your life. You left mother for a younger woman when you were 62, so I thought you could tell me how it went for you.
I forgot. I used the same word you used. I was reborn. I was like a teen. So I left your mother for a 21-year-old receptionist. How long did it last? 2 years? Lasted 2 months, actually. 2 years till we got on bound. I remember her new boyfriend helping move out the furniture.
But then you met Nora, and that lasted a long time.
Nora was after Margaret, who was after Lola, who was after you never met her, and I don't remember her name, and you never met her because I was ashamed to be seen in public with her. And I never had another good conversation with a woman in my life. And look at me, what am I now? I'm alone, I'm a drunk. My best friend, Jim Beam.
But Pop, I love this woman. I'm trying to work out spending the rest of my life with her.
How do you feel about her farting?
Pop.
How does she feel about yours?
I'm being serious.
So am I. How would you feel if you invited the family to a Seder and nobody showed up?
Why wouldn't they show up?
Because they took your mother's side.
Are you saying that I took mother's side?
Well, somebody did. Maybe your wife did.
Then we'll go to friends.
Suppose the friends don't invite you. Suppose all of a sudden your card buddies and your golf buddies abandon you.
Is that what happened to you?
God damn right it did.
But it's my happiness and my business.
But your wife is not the bad guy.
I'm willing to risk everything to have this woman in my life, even the cash settlement.
Are you going to the Chicago apparel show this year?
Of course I am. I always do.
Good. Invite her to come along. You'll see what she's like to sleep with overnight. You'll find out what she's like in the morning. Find out what she talks about.
That's a good idea. I'll think about that.
Arthur, I'll tell you the truth. In 25 years, 2 days have not gone by where I have not regretted leaving your mother.
Stop being an asshole then. Call her and tell her how you feel.
Well, if you want to know how I feel, you go back to the office, you fire this Barbara. Tell her the truth about the vasectomy. Maybe she'll quit. That way you'd save some money on the severance. Then take your wife to Hawaii as a gift, as a surprise for 37 years of a wonderful life. Now, get the hell out of here.
Thanks, Pop.
Get out of here.
Hey, Pop. You don't have to be a drunken asshole or die alone. Call Mother.
Get out of here. Hello, Edith. It's Max. How have you been?
Our next conversation is called The Script and stars Tom Lasky and Kelly McCool. We were at a restaurant in Beverly Hills where a film producer dining alone is approached by a woman who claims to have a lunch meeting with him.
No, I really can't talk to you. I'm a very busy man. What? You don't believe it? How about this? I had to make an appointment 3 weeks in advance with myself just to have lunch today. Oh, so you see, I really can't waste any time talking to you. Yeah, fine. Okay. Yes. Goodbye, Mom. Some people.
I am so sorry that I'm late, but you know what traffic's like this time of day. I would have called, but I don't have your cell phone number, so I just came right over. I know how important this meeting is. Oh, waiter, could you bring me a mineral water? Thanks. So should we start the meeting?
Who are you?
Your lunch meeting.
I don't have a lunch meeting today.
Well, officially no, but I knew you were going to be here, so I figured why waste an hour?
Oh, it's very nice of you, but I... Who are you?
I'm a blessing from heaven.
I'm going to have you removed. Waiter.
Wait. You don't want to do that. You and I may never get this chance again.
Really? Oh, that's too bad. Hopefully God will be merciful when he judges me. Waiter.
I know what it is. You're hungry. Why don't we order first and then we can talk business? So what looks good?
You, deceased.
Hey, that's funny. No, seriously, what do you want?
You to evaporate?
Sorry, you can't do that. Not just yet.
Tell me, just answer me this. Are you my punishment for some past transgression?
Actually, I'm your savior. I'm here to save you.
From what?
From yourself, from your mediocre existence.
Excuse me, I am in no way, shape, or form mediocre.
Well, okay, let me rephrase that. No, you personally are not mediocre, but some of the stuff you give us, well,
I want to tell you that my last 3 films have grossed over 200 million apiece. I'm a deity in this town.
hey, if you want to judge success on money, that's your business. What I'm talking about is raising your sense of value, lifting your artistic standards to a whole new level, and I can do that for you.
I've got it. You're an actor, right?
Oh gosh, no, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, then you must be worse. What could possibly be worse than an actor? Oh my God, you're a writer.
Relax, I'm harmless.
Writers are never harmless. I'm surprised to see you here all alone. Don't you people usually travel in packs?
Not always.
Well, as long as you're here, I suppose there's some overwritten, voluminous pile of scrap paper that you refer to as a script lurking somewhere in the vicinity.
It's funny that you should say that.
What is that?
It's your escape from oblivion.
That's not a script. That's a coffee place monstrosity.
It's a masterpiece. I'll have you know, I've been working on this for almost a month. I'm very serious about it.
How long is that thing?
Page-wise? I'm not sure. But in this form, the movie should run around 9 hours.
Oh, are you insane? Nobody is ever going to sit through a 9-hour movie.
Sure they will. Don't sell the public short. They sat through Dances with Wolves, didn't they?
Dances with Wolves was 3 hours long.
Really? Well, it seemed like 9. Anyway, enough of that piece of garbage. This is the baby that's going to make you a hit in this town.
I'm already a hit in this town.
Just in your own mind.
Are you some lunatic escaped from some asylum?
No, Orange County.
Same thing. Tell me, what would make you leave this place?
Listen to me, seriously.
Oh, well, if there's the slightest chance that you'll go away, I'll listen. So, regale me with your literary prowess.
What?
Just go on.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a great story that's full of everything.
Of that, I'm quite sure.
I like to think of it as a cross between Home Alone and Platoon.
You're joking.
Not at all. It's the story of a young boy whose father goes off to Vietnam, and the boy sneaks off to Nam with his dad by hiding in his duffel bag.
I'm breathless.
I knew you would be. Anyway, the father's Jeep is ambushed and everyone's killed.
Except for the little boy.
Of course. And he's left alone in Hanoi to avenge his father's death. He becomes the smallest, youngest special forces officer in history.
Oh, and he single-handedly wins the war, right?
Yes, yes. Or he steps on a landmine and blows up. I haven't decided yet. I have 2 endings.
What do you plan to name this epic that you want to inflict upon the public?
A Connecticut child in Ho Chi Minh's court.
That does it. Okay. I've listened to your asinine ideas. Now, before I have you sent to the kitchen and boiled, I want you to run, not walk, to the nearest exit and take your pitiful scribblings with you.
But
go.
You know, you try and do some people a favor, they can't even see a good thing when it's staring them right in the face. You suit yourself. You enjoy your mediocrity.
Hey, Murray? Murray, I want you to stop. Shut up and listen. I want you to stop production on that space thing we're doing. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. It's because I had a terrific, beautiful idea for a new film. It takes place in Vietnam, and there's this little boy, and I'm telling you what he's going to do.
Our second to last conversation, stand-up comedy, is written by and stars our own Chuck McPeak, who has a good time poking fun at his fellow senior citizens.
Hi, my name's Chuck, and I'm fired up. Are you fired up? Let me hear you say fired up. I got a hot flash for you. I'm not a young guy, but I make the most of old age. The other day, I fell down the steps, and rather get upset, I said, "Whoa, that's the fastest I've moved in years." Then I went out and bought some of those memory insoles, and now I don't walk into the kitchen and say, "I wonder what I'm doing in here." How do you know if you're old? Fall down in front of a group. If they laugh, you're young. If they run and pick you up, you're old. Old age has its advantages. One, kidnappers aren't going to mess with you. Two, in case of a hostage situation, you're the first one they let out. Three, when you buy something, you don't have to worry about how long it'll take to wear out. And fourth, you don't have to worry about telling your friends your secrets because they can't remember them either. So the other day, I'm walking down the street and I see this guy that I went to high school with, and he's standing there crying. I said, "Hey, buddy, why are you crying?" And he said, "Well, I don't know if you knew this, but I got married." Well, that'll make some people cry, but why you? Well, I married this Hollywood starlet, and every night she comes home from the studios and she cooks me gourmet meals, chases me around the house, and can't get enough of me. You know, that doesn't sound all bad. Why are you crying? And he said, "I can't remember where I live." So I bump into another guy that I knew back in the day, and he got married also. So I said, "Hey, buddy, I heard you got married." "Yep." "Is she beautiful?" "Nope." "Is she good in bed?" "Nope." "Is she a good cook?" "Nope." "So why did you marry her?" "Because she can drive at night." I stopped at the old folks home the other day, visit a friend of mine, and there's this lady running around lifting up her dress. "Super sex, super sex." And then she comes up to me and lifts up her dress and says, "Super sex, super sex." I took one look at her and I said, "I think I'll have the soup." I went to the doctor the other day, and there was an elderly couple ahead of me. And the husband went in first, and he left the door open. I got to hear everything he said. So the doctor says, "How are you?" "Well, I have control of my bladder, and I have control of my bowels, and the good Lord's looking out after me. And every time I get up at night to go to the bathroom, the good Lord turns the light on for me." So he goes out, and then the wife comes in. "How you doing?" "I'm doing great. I exercise every day. I eat healthy, and I don't have any aches and pains." "Well, it sounds like you're both doing really well. But I should tell you that your husband said that the good Lord's looking out after him, and when he gets up to go to the bathroom at night, the good Lord turns the light on for him." "Oh, no, he's peeing in the refrigerator again." "Oh." So then I go in and get checked out by the doctor, And some weeks later, I'm doing what I do best. I'm walking down the Strand with this young honey, and the doctor comes walking by. Whoa, he looks at me. And so the next time I go in for a checkup, the doctor says, well, you must be doing pretty well. I said, I'm just doing what you told me. And what did I tell you? You told me, get a hot mama and be cheerful. No, I told you you have a heart murmur. Be careful. So I knew this 71-year-old woman, and she ran an ad. Said, husband wanted, must be in his 70s, must not beat me, must not run around on me, must still be good in bed, apply in person. The next day, the doorbell rings and she answers it, and there's a guy in a wheelchair. He has no arms and no legs. Do you really want me to consider you? You don't have any arms. Aha. So you know I won't beat you. Yeah, true, but you don't have any legs either. Aha. So you know I won't run around on you. Well, that's true. But are you still good in bed? I rang the doorbell, didn't I? Now, I admit I'm not much of a comedian, but I'm a great actor. And I tried out for this part in Hollywood, and I got it. And I had a speaking part. So my line was, I thought I heard a cannon shot. So I went home and I practiced day and night. I thought I heard a cannon shot. 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 I practiced and practiced. Opening night came. I was ready. The director put me right on the edge of the stage. He said, I'll tell you when to go out. So while I was waiting there, I rehearsed to myself. I thought I heard a cannon shot. 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 The director tapped me on the shoulder and he said, go out. So I walk out on the stage and boom! I said, what the hell was that? Thank you very much. You're a great audience.
Our last scene is a classic moment from television and stars Catherine McNamara as Lucy Ricardo and Sherry McCoy as Ethel Mertz. One evening in 1954, while Lucy and Ricky are having dinner with Fred and Ethel, it's revealed that, once again, Lucy is overdrawn at the bank. Ricky wants to know why. The next day, Lucy and Ethel are having coffee in Lucy's kitchen and come up with a plan to remedy the situation big time. It's the $1 million idea for 1954.
Well, how'd it go last night after we left? Pretty rough, huh?
Oh, it was the biggest battle of the budget yet. We thrashed out every item in my books. Oh, it was terrible, Ethel. I've used up my allowance until June 12th.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
June 12th, 1978.
Well, money's not everything.
Yeah, with me it isn't anything. Gee, I wish I could invent something that would be worth $1 million.
You sound just like Fred Mertz.
Fred?
Yeah. Ever since we got married, he's been trying to come up with just one idea worth $1 million.
None of his ideas any good, huh?
Oh, he's had some great ideas. It's just that somebody always beat him to the patent office first. I mean, he's still angry at Edison for beating him to the light bulb. And he's never forgiven Ford for skipping him on the horseless carriage.
Well, at least he was trying.
Yeah, I haven't even got an idea.
Ethel, I've got it.
Got what?
I know how to make $1 million.
How?
Remember last night Fred was raving about my salad dressing?
Yeah.
Well, he's right. I'm going to bottle it and put it on the market.
Bottle it and sell it?
Yeah, it's the best salad dressing I've ever tasted. I can make it right here in the kitchen. Will you help me?
Sure.
Look, it's a really simple recipe. I have it right here. Let's see. Here it is.
Oh, let me see. Let's see. Gosh, what shall we call it?
My Aunt Martha gave it to me. I suppose we ought to call it Aunt Martha's salad dressing.
Sure. It needs a little something else, though. How about Aunt Martha's old-fashioned salad dressing?
Yeah, and we could make it with old fashions.
No.
Well, we'd sell more of it.
No. Come on. Let's be serious. Now, how are people even going to know that we're selling it?
Well, now we've got to advertise.
Yeah.
Gee, I wish we had money enough to go on television.
Yeah.
Television. We'll go on television.
Huh?
I'll be one of those cooking experts. No, you'll be the cooking expert, and I'll be one of those women that they get up from the audience. I know just how they act. I've watched them 100 times.
Me too. I watch them every day.
Okay, that's great. I know just what we'll do.
Well, what are we going to use for money?
Well, what do we need with money? I mean, after all, who is my dearest friend in the whole wide world? Carolyn Appleby.
Carolyn Appleby? Since when did she get to be your dearest friend in the whole wide world?
Since I just remembered her husband runs a television station.
Oh, well, do you think she'll go for the idea?
She will if we cut her in.
To the tune of, say, 3 cents a bottle?
Ooh, she'll like that kind of music. Look, all she's got to do is get us on that Dickie Davis show. I mean, he's on 4 hours a day and he sells all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, gee, the Dickie Davis show. Gee, I hope she'll go for it.
Just show her money and she'll do anything. Why, she is the greediest, penniest, pinchingest Carolyn, darling, how are you? Oh, this is your old chum, Lucy.
Good afternoon, homemakers, and welcome to the Dickie Davis Show. I'm Mary Margaret McMurtz, one of the country's leading home economists, and today I have a wonderful surprise for you. For years, only a few close friends and relatives knew the thrill of eating Aunt Martha's old-fashioned salad dressing. But Aunt Martha, sweet, lovable, kind old lady that she is, has finally consented to let the world in on her secret. And today you can buy a real quart of honest-to-goodness, genuine Aunt Martha's old-fashioned salad dressing for only 40 cents a quart. Simply call Circle 7 2099 or write to 623 East 68th Street and place your order. Now, in order to get an unbiased opinion on this product, for after all, they are paying me to do this. Just before we went on the air, I picked an average housewife at random from our audience and asked her to help me. Would you come up here, average housewife whom I picked at random from our audience? Those stairs. Yes, you dear. Hello, dear.
Hello.
I'm Mary Margaret McMurtz.
Oh, how do you do?
And what is your name?
Huh?
And what is your name?
Isabella Clump.
Oh, Mrs. Clump.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Aunt Martha's old-fashioned salad dressing?
And who? Old what? Salad witch?
You see, friend, she's never even heard of it.
Oh, no, I've never heard of it.
Now, I'd like you to try this salad dressing and tell these people what you think of it, Mrs. Clump.
Oh, all right.
Pour it on the salad.
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's enough, dear. That's enough. Now, sort of mix it up. Toss it up around a little bit. That's good. Okay. Now taste it. Well, Mrs. Clump.
Oh, don't bother me. This is the best salad dressing I have ever eaten.
Oh, there you are, the opinion of an average housewife picked at random. And you'll feel the same way too once you try Aunt Martha's old-fashioned salad dressing for only 40 cents a quart. Don't forget to write or call. Until tomorrow then, bye-bye. Hey, Lucy, we're off the air now. We can stop smiling.
Oh, okay, good. I can't wait till the orders start rolling in.
Oh, me too. Oh, look, here comes some now.
Oh, let's see. 23 orders.
Already?
Yeah, and it's only been a few minutes.
Oh, we're just going to be millionaires soon. I know it.
Lucy and Ethel, millionaires.
Oh, wait, here comes some more orders.
Oh, let's see. 75 more orders. Oh, Ethel, we're in business.
Yes, we are, Lucy. Oh, but wait a minute.
Wait for what?
How much is it going to cost to make these bottles?
I don't know.
Well, let me do some quick calculations.
How much? How much?
Well, it looks like it's going to cost about 20 cents a bottle, which means
3 cents. There's 3 cents left over for profit.
But 3 cents a
3 cents
bottle
goes
to Carolyn Appleby. Means we lose money on the deal.
We're
broke.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you, our friends and family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bravo, everyone. Bravo.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
Yes, we're the Zoomer Boomers, in case you haven't heard of us. That's why we had a couple of glitches, because we're Zoomer Boomers. We're Boomer Zoomers. We made it. Thank you, guys.